So when a male kangaroo, or boomer as they're called, is interested in a potential mate, he doesn't rely on flowers or chocolates. Nope, he shows off his buff physique with some impressive boxing moves. It might look like a serious match, but it's more like a dance-off to impress the ladies. The winner gets the chance to cozy up with a female kangaroo, or flyer, and start a family. Kangaroos have a unique reproductive system. The female will then give subtle signals to let the male know she's ready for the next step. It's all about respect and communication in the kangaroo world. No need for a romantic dinner. A simple hop and cuddle will do. If you enjoyed this family-friendly adventure, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more animal antics, and share the love with your fellow wildlife enthusiasts. Thanks for joining us on Animal
Storage and Thawing. However, semen quality could be affected at each stage, and there are noticeable variations even between individuals. This leads to the need of assessment of specific sperm motility and velocity modifications at each step. Motility is among the most important parameters for evaluating the fertilization capacity and fertility itself. Studies that employed a computer-assisted sperm analyzer showed that the semen samples with higher values of curvilinear velocity, VCL, straight line velocity, VSL, and average path velocity, VP, parameters provided higher fertility and pregnancy rates. Several studies have demonstrated that high sperm velocity and kinematic parameters are landmarks of fertility. The success of artificial insemination in goats depends on the ability to properly collect and cryopreserve spermatozoa efficiently from proven bucks. Buck semen is commonly collected by artificial vagina and electroejaculator. The collection of semen by artificial vagina is more preferable method as it resembles natural mating. However, it is more time-consuming as it requires training of animals for more than 4 weeks prior to semen collection. On the other hand, the electroejaculator can be an alternative method in cases where males are not or impossible to train and could be a viable procedure of collecting semen from a large number of animals. However, differences on semen quality between semen collected with artificial vagina and electroejaculator have been reported in goats. Moreover, significant differences exist in seminal plasma composition between semen collected by artificial vagina and electroejaculator. These differences may have substantial effect on the response of sperm to different procedures of cryopreservation. Post-thaw sperm quality also differs according to the collection method applied. Jimenez Rabadán et al. Observed higher post-thaw sperm quality when collected by artificial vagina as evidenced by increased percentages of all sperm parameters. Consequently, it is also reasonable to speculate that cooling rates for semen obtained by artificial vagina and electroejaculator may influence sperm motility and velocity parameters for cooled and frozen thawed buck sperm. Cooling rate of semen from temperature of dilution, 37 degrees Celsius, to 4 to 5 degrees Celsius determines the success of freezing protocols in terms of sperm survival. The cooling period is necessary to decrease the effect of temperature changes and to allow equilibration of the spermatozoa with the diluents before freezing. Improper cooling rate instigates temperature shock and causes membrane disruption due to structural disorganization of proteins, disturbance of ion channels, production of reactive oxygen species, and loss of mitochondrial membrane potential. These detrimental effects can be reduced by optimizing cooling rates before freezing. Hence, different rates, slow and fast, have been studied in goats, with variable results. Despite few studies done in goats regarding cooling rates, no optimal cooling rate has been established. However, it is essential that an optimum cooling rate with prolonged sperm viability before and after cryopreservation should be investigated. No attempts have yet been made to associate cooling rates with methods of semen collection in sawn and bucks. Therefore, the rate of cooling and its influence on both cooled and post-thaw semen quality obtained by artificial vagina and electroejaculator methods require further investigation. Therefore, it is hypothesized that cooling rate may be determined through semen collection method to carry out successful cryopreservation. The aim of this study was to evaluate the effects of semen collection methods and different cooling rates on cooled and frozen thawed swan and goat semen.
A few lucky people have seen the gorillas mating in Uganda and Rwanda during the gorilla trekking adventures in the jungle, much to their amusement seeing how human-like the gorillas mate. Like humans, gorillas can have face-to-face sex, with the female lying down on her back and the huge silverback gorilla on top delivering slow, strong thrusts. Gorillas also mate by way of the female turning and leaning over with her face to the ground and the male copulating from her behind/back, dog style. In fact, mating gorillas is one of the most trending videos about gorillas on social platforms like YouTube. Seeing how human-like they mate, one cannot help but think that these videos should be flagged as porn or nudity. But away from satisfying the curiosity, out of perversion or not, of some people, you will find mating and reproduction in gorillas an interesting topic, and below you can learn all about it. Gorillas and humans share up to 98% DNA, so there are similarities in the mating and reproduction between gorillas and humans. Who has the mating rights in gorillas? Male gorillas reach sexual maturity by 10 to 13 years, and females starting ovulating around age 6 but are fully sexually mature by age 10 years when they can conceive. The silverback gorilla, that is the dominant male and leader of the group, has the mating rights in the group. He mates with all female gorillas in the group as soon as they reach ovulation. However, other low-ranking adult males may also have a chance to mate with a female if she is turned away by the dominant silverback. Also, mature females sired by the dominant male, to avoid inbreeding with the father, will choose to mate with other adult males in the same group. Gorillas avoid inbreeding, so once a young female matures, she will leave her father's family to avoid breeding with him. She will leave her father's group to join another group in the jungle where she can mate with the silverback there, or else she will stay single in the jungle until she can join a new group. Also, within a group, maturing young females leave their mother's unit to join other social units in the group. This eliminates any possible breeding between siblings in the few cases where a female gorilla may not mate with the dominant silverback and instead mates with another male in the same group. How do gorillas attract mates? Gorillas mostly mate for breeding purposes, but mating for leisure and favor has also been observed in gorillas. The female in most cases starts the mating process. When in estrus and ready to mate, she will approach the dominant male and indicate to him she wants to mate by making a long eye contact and a mouth gesture to communicate her need mate, to which the male shall oblige. Sometimes the dominant male may not react to the female's advance, and when this happens, the female may give an opportunity to other males in the group to mate with her. The dominant silverback gorilla can also start the mating. He will approach a female in estrus and make vocalizations or physically pull her over in a way that indicates to the female his intention to mate, and the female shall submit immediately. Do gorillas mate, have sex, for leisure? Studies show that actually gorillas can mate with no intention for reproduction. Female gorillas use sex to find favor from the dominant silverback. On the other hand, male gorillas have also been observed to mate with females that are not ovulating or not in estrus, drawing the conclusion that they are simply having sex for leisure. Menstrual and gestation period of a gorilla. Menstrual cycle of gorillas is similar to humans with a 28-day estrus cycle. When the female gorilla is impregnated, the gestation period is about 255 days. On the other hand, the human gestation period is about 265 days on average. After birth, the mother gorilla will keep full physical contact with her baby for about 4 to 5 months, during which time the baby clings onto the mother's body all the time. Weaning the baby will start from around 1 year, and by around 30 months the young gorilla are fully weaned and become semi-independent, spending on half the time with the mother. The mother gorilla resumes estrus at weaning. How often do gorillas give birth? Females resume estrus at weaning, so will be ready after mating after fully weaning the young gorilla, which is around at age 2 to 3 years. Female gorillas are weaned earlier than the males. The mother may also extend weaning of the male gorilla to improve his chance of becoming the dominant silverback. The relatively long time for the female gorilla to get to estrus results to a relatively low birth rate among gorillas. Infanticide in gorillas. Like in many species in the animal kingdom, male gorillas do not tolerate young gorillas that were sired by another gorilla. So, once a new silverback gorilla becomes the dominant male and leader of the gorilla group, he will go out to kill babies that have not been weaned. The new silverback does this to shorten the time for the female gorillas to come into estrus again. So soon after, the females will be pregnant again with the dominant silverback's offsprings with his genes.
Welcome, animal lovers, to a journey through the fascinating and sometimes messy world of canine childbirth. Buckle up for laughs, heartwarming moments, and a few gross-out gags, because let's be honest, puppies are adorable, but birth is, well, birth. Before we dive in, let's give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to learn about the miracle of puppy life. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button to join our pack of animal lovers. So your furry best friend is expecting a litter of bouncing bundles of joy. The excitement is palpable, the toys are squeaky, and the nesting instincts are in full swing. Think of it as a doggone baby shower, except with more fur and less etiquette. Honey, where did I put that extra large chew toy? I need to practice my birthing instincts. But before the big event, mommy dog needs some TLC. Lots of walks, a comfortable whelping box, and maybe even some prenatal massages, if your pup tolerates them, that is. Okay, things are getting real. Your dog's breathing gets heavier, she starts nesting like a champion, and the first puppy might even be making an appearance. No need to panic though. Most canine deliveries are smooth sailing, and mom knows exactly what she's doing. Push, mama, push! You're doing great! Just one more tiny fur ball to go. Now, during this process, you might see some weird stuff. Placenta consumption is perfectly normal, and don't be surprised if mommy gets a little feisty. Motherhood is a demanding job, after all. And there they are, squirming, wet, and utterly adorable. Witness the miracle of life as your dog cleans and nurses her newborn puppies. It's a heartwarming moment that will melt even the coldest hearts. Look at those tiny paws and wagging tails! The future is full of zoom eyes, cuddles, and endless entertainment. Now comes the fun part, puppy playtime. Get ready for chewed slippers, potty training mishaps, and endless games of fetch. It's a whirlwind of cuteness and chaos, but wouldn't have it any other way. Remember, patience is key during this stage. Puppies are little furry tornadoes, but they'll grow up to be loving companions. So there you have it, the hilarious and heartwarming journey of canine childbirth. From nesting instincts to puppy snuggles, it's a roller coaster ride that's sure to leave you with a smile. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more animal mating adventures. And now, let's meet another amazing animal in our next video. Click the link on your screen to join me.
It's 91-minute runtime. The animals get into all kinds of hijinks involving a mad scientist with a secret, a strange serum, and a submarine. As far as we know, penguin behavior doesn't mirror humanity at quite that level, but they are more similar to us than we might have supposed, at least in terms of relationship fidelity. We don't often expect moral fidelity from non-human animals, but penguins have long been upheld as an example of romance in the animal kingdom. They commonly pair off to breed, and those pair bonds can last a lifetime. In the frigid and unforgiving Antarctic environment, survival and successful reproduction are only achieved through cooperation, so partnership in parenting makes good survival sense. Finding a new breeding partner every year would unnecessarily complicate the already difficult endeavor of hatching and raising a new chick, so they largely don't do it. Instead, when a penguin reaches adulthood, they find a mate, and those mates tend to stick together, returning to one another year after year. These romantic rendezvous are punctuated by long stretches, months at a time, when the avian lovers are separated while they forage for food at sea. Once it's time to breed again, penguins return to the colony and wade through a figurative ocean of other penguins in search of their partner. Incredibly, they find one another, settle down at the nest, and embark upon the hard cooperative work of raising a baby. Everything is as it should be, at least on the surface. While it's true that penguins mostly return to the same mates to breed and raise chicks, it's not uncommon for them to get a little side action before they meet up. It turns out that penguins might only be socially monogamous, but the sexual lines aren't as strictly drawn. Part of the problem stems from the fact that male and female penguins return to the breeding site at different times. Males return first and prepare the nest in anticipation of their partner. Sometimes, a female will arrive to find that their usual mate hasn't returned. That's happening more and more frequently as a consequence of predation and a decline in food supply resulting from climate change. Without a mate, an enterprising female might look to another male who is already on the scene. Then, when that male's usual mate returns, drama ensues. According to Live Science, the original female usually wins that contest, but it can complicate things down the line. If the interloper then finds a new mate to nest up with, it is unclear if that male is raising his own chick or the offspring of his new partner's previous dalliance. Determining the paternity of penguin chicks in the wild is a challenging affair, but observations in captivity support the idea that penguins raise chicks which aren't genetically theirs at least some of the time. We know that because of genetic testing carried out at the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium in Utah. The aquarium is part of a penguin breeding program, so they keep an eye on their penguins' activities in order to ensure a healthy and robust breeding population. In the aquarium, there are two penguins named Roto and Copper who are pair bonded. Nearby, another pair named Coco and Gossamer are also pair bonded. While the penguin couples have solid relationships and continue to help one another raise chicks, aquarium workers have noticed they don't always bed down with their partners. In fact, genetic testing revealed that Roto and Copper recently raised two chicks who were actually fathered by Gossamer, according to the New York Times. Those two young penguins accounted for 25% of the animals tested. Of course, it's possible that penguin behavior in captivity doesn't wholly align with what happens in the wild, but based on what we know it probably does. In the end, it might not be all that surprising. While humans are ostensibly monogamous, we know that infidelity occurs more often than we like to admit. It shouldn't be too shocking that penguins exhibit similar behaviors. Still, there's something a little disappointing in the realization. Penguins were supposed to be the best of us.